Remember when I painted the frame of this camper recently? Well, let me show you what I did. You see there's a storage compartment back here. That's the only storage compartment externally on this travel trailer. So this tire, this spare tire, this is just one simple pin. Pulls up, sits in there. That's how it locks in. Well, this was down when I painted, and I painted the pin. And I couldn't get it to pull back when it was in the down position. So what did I do? Get a hammer and hit it until it came out, and then I placed the spare tire where it's supposed to be for storage so I could, you know, take this out camping, and then I hit it back down with the hammer. As soon as I put it in place, I realized I had screwed up. I should have used the hammer and just hit it back and forth until I broke free all that paint and all that stuff, and that pin was free moving again. Maybe even shot some WD-40 or something like that in there. I tried pulling it with my bare hands. I actually attached a carabiner to it and a chain, tried lifting, got a pole, wrapped that pole around the chain, got a second person and put it up on our shoulders and tried to lift it out. Tried to use a hammer and wedge it in there and use leverage. None of that stuff has worked so far. I'll be honest, I was pretty stuck. My brother came by, he looked at it, he gave me an idea. So today, I'm gonna try to get this thing so that it's free again so I can get into my storage compartment. So let's get after it. First thing I need to do is get this spare tire off. Get it out of my way. Alright, so the whole idea here is I'm going to try to use leverage and just lift this thing up. So I need this pin situated so I can get a good bite on it. I happened to find this large bolt that was in the garage. Small enough to go through here, not so big that it won't, but strong enough, big enough to be strong that should be able to hold up to all this. So I guess the first thing I can do is just try to pry it with a hammer, but I've got, as you see, a scissors jack here to hopefully maybe lift it slower. Try to move you guys into a closer angle here to see what's going on. I don't know how well this is going to work out, but it's interesting, that's for sure. Maybe if I can get this and then get that. Without falling. That's not working either. By golly. Maybe if I just hit it a bunch, it'll come free. Second Tuesday, 10 a.m. I feel like this should not be so difficult. Good night. Let this be a lesson to you guys. Don't do what I did. See, it just went down a lot there. I get to come back all that much. So it's coming up some. Aha! Got it! Whew. Leverage. Now here's the life lesson. don't lock it back in until I can move it back and forth by hand. See, it's still stuck now like that. It was always a little snug. It doesn't bounce around too freely. That's probably so it doesn't flip down when you're driving down the road. That's what it's supposed to be like. And you can see how it's bouncing now. So we got it. So I'm gonna go ahead and, as you see, that's still a little stiff. I don't think at this point my hammer does anything because it is coming in and out on its own pretty well. Alright, there we go. I'm going to put a little bead of sealant or glue on here just because you saw how that's sticking out. So as I take this door down, it is a little bit soft. I think I'm going to replace it, not today, but later. There are plans to paint the camper actually. I've changed my original mind, so I'm going to replace it before I get to that. I don't want this sliding out for right now, so judge me if you want. But I'm using regular home silicone caulk. This is not camper stuff. This is not... I have a tube of self-leveling, and I'm not going to use that because, one, this is a vertical application, so I don't want it to just run off. The idea was to use this because it's already an open tube of caulk I had and just dab it on there. And as I say all that, I'm wondering if I'm going to have any... Might not be able to use this one. It might be kaput. It is. So, we'll find something else real quick actually. So, alright, as I mentioned, this is just a Band-Aid. It's what I have that's open. Tight Bond, quick and thick multi-surface glue. Just gonna Band-Aid it up until I fix this the right way. I think I have a few other things where I'm gonna need to use some of that camper self-leveling sealant. So when I open that bottle and do the whole thing, you know, there you go. That's my mindset at least. I figure this might not be the right way to handle that right now, but it's also not going to hurt it. Alright, now back to that guy. Boom, boom. I'm comfortable with all that. Let's put this tire back on. Back. That hole's really rusty. That tells me that that pin was in there. This tire's been on for a long time, and I noticed it had been sitting on the ground. It had a lot of weight on it. When it was laying down, there was like a lot of weight where the post was laying on it. So I'm going to intentionally flip it because that post, if you can kind of see the way this is balancing, the tire does not go all the way beneath that post or whatever, so it doesn't sit level on this mounting bracket, if that makes sense. It's not straddling it, it's actually hitting it right there. So I'm just flipping it so that that's where it was before. This was on the bottom, just to relieve some of that pressure and kind of balance it out. Whatever, right or wrong, it's what I'm doing. Alright, that's not going anywhere. I don't want to put any more pressure on it because, yeah, I don't want to ruin that tire or anything. So, there we go. Make sure everything's still good. Tire's in place. Boom. And there you guys have it. Shout out to my brother for being a little bit smarter than me and problem solving and pointing me in the right direction, being like, hey, this is what you need to do. I'm relieved that fixed one of my stupid errors that I should have seen coming and I didn't. So that's that. If you run into something similar, if you're in a very specific situation, there you go. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time.